want to welcome everybody back to another weekly edition of the WVCW Weekly Recap. Once again, it's Hojo here. We're going to go through things. We're going to discuss the TV tapings this past weekend, Spotlight, and of course the episode from today's TV. We're going to talk about some upcoming events. A lot of stuff in the fire, a lot of irons, a lot of them are getting poker hot red, so it's going to be a good thing. So let's just start. We'll do the easiest thing first. We'll start with the episode that aired today. It was episode 146 for those keeping track. I mean, we're well on our way to the third year, and it makes me proud and it lifts my heart. But we started out the day with some words from the network. Willie and the boys were down on the corner singing, and it was what it was. Really and truly, I did catch somewhere in the mixed a little sophomore humor here, but I swear I heard Willie say that he swings both ways. That's neither here nor there, but basically they were telling me that, and the entire nation, that me and Sinclair and the OR, Outlaw Revolution, whatever it is. We may drop that Revolution part. I really don't like it. Not Stephen Michaels, but the Revolution part on the end of it. There's no real revolution there. Maybe a revelation. But anyway, just, general chitter-chatter from them, trying to tell us, how much better they are, and we should have, cut the snake's head off while we had the chance. Little did they realize, I've got many chances to do such things, because I can do it at any point in time. So can Mr. Sinclair, Mr. Halen. They like to use the word Mr. a lot, so I can use it too. That's why I'm gonna introduce Mr. Lavelle's ass to Mr. Door here very soon. But after that, we had the show open, of course. A new one showing some highlights from Miracle on the Mountain 3. Just to throw it out there, while I'm saying Miracle on the Mountain 3, Miracle on the Mountain 4, May 31st, Bluefield Auditorium. We got a lot of big things coming up. We got people contacting us, wanting to be a part of this big, big show. So keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. News about that's coming soon. But the show started out today with Hercules Cortez taking on the Assassin. Now, it's the Assassin's first actual television appearance. Assassin has been at the last two Miracle on the Mountains as part of Battle Royals. He's sort of a quick change artist, which is strange considering the size of the man. And truly, the quick change is he changes hoods. That's it. He doesn't do anything else. He just pulls a different hood on and meanders back into the ring trying to get the one up on everything. But Hercules was able to roll up the big man, had a real good match, showed a different side of Hercules. Hercules is normally in there with, I wouldn't say lesser opponents, but weaker opponents. He can usually just outpower anybody. Today he had to out-wrestle a man, and he did that. So it was really good to see. And, good things for Hercules. Kid's fighting. He's second-generation superstar. His grandfather was Hercules Ayala, a mainstay in Puerto Rico for years and years, up on top fighting against Carlos Colon and the rest of them dirties. But it's good to see. And then next up we have had a promo from Mad Dog Lynch and Benny Conley. I would say I shouldn't really. I mean, it was mostly David talking, and he was making some points, that there's a lot of it seems like there's double standards. People can walk in off the street and, seem to be made of gold, but yet some of us who have pulled here and toiled here, we get overlooked. And that's true, and that's part of what Willie and the Po Boys have been talking about, that there's some stuff going on that maybe shouldn't, but, we can get to the bottom of that when we can. But, the other thing David said was he wanted to get around and spanking some monkeys. Now, before you run the kids off in the other room, he's not talking about that kind of spanking the monkey. He's talking about the monkeys in the OSE. He's talking about the monkeys in the network. Hell, he's just going to be walking around. He's going to spank them all right upside their faces. But you know what? And then he made another good point. And it's a discussion about art. Now, art is a relative thing. Now, what I consider to be art, others may not. And he made a very valid point as to why it is that when Miley Cyrus gets naked and licks a hammer, that it's considered art. But when he does it, it's perverse, and he's told he can never go back to Lowe's. Now, but you need to go back and hear him say it. He says it so much better than me. So, after that, we had a matchup that featured Dog and Benny going against the OSC. Good back and forth match. Once again, Benny was stepping up his game. He was showing why he is the rising star of WVCW. And at the end of it, Danny Ray got the chain, cracked David in the back of the head, and picked up the 1-2-3. You know, it's kind of sad he took the dog out with his own chain, but it's what it is. After that, OSC had a promo, which was basically a coming out party for Sean Cruz, complaining that WVCW made him wear a hood, and he's not respected, and this, that, the other. You just need to listen to it. It is what it is. And then the main event of the episode, of course, was Mr. Cruz taking on the West Virginia Championship Wrestling West Virginia champion, Scotty Reigns. Great match. Great matchup. Reigns had him right in his sights, and that's when Cruz decided to pull out the ultimate weapon. As he caught the super kick under one arm and gave Reigns a ball punch with the other. You know, straight fist to balls is never a good thing. And it was automatic disqualification. There was no choice. Because that is the one thing. Referees will let stuff slide. You know, you choking the man, they'll give you a count. You outside the ring a little longer than 10 seconds, they'll slow it up a little bit just to make sure that the action is getting to the fans the way they want it. You punch somebody in the balls, you deserve to be disqualified. Because, that's just low. On multiple levels. Sorry for the pun. But right now we're going to take a break and listen to one of our sponsors, and we'll come back and we'll talk about Spotlight.
Saturday, November 9th, West Virginia Championship Wrestling returns to Princeton, West Virginia with another huge television taping. Come out and see all the stars of West Virginia Championship Wrestling, including a special, non-televised, anything goes, no-holds-barred match between Hojo and J.C. Dykes Jr. Saturday night, November 9th, Princeton Rec Center. Be there.
Appalachia Paranormal presents a public investigation of the Green Valley Volunteer Fire Department on Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m. Who knows what mysteries lurk in the old firehouse? Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. For more event information, look for us on Facebook at facebook.com/Appalachia Paranormal. You gotta be there to be scared.
Come to the Lions Den, October 17th, for Ladies' Night. Ladies, be a night of education, games, and fun, with giveaways and so much more. Lions Den, located at exit 28 off of I-77 in Gent, West Virginia, wants you to come out. And ladies, don't forget, when you come to the Lions Den on October 17th, you will receive a 20% discount between 7 and 9 p.m. Come to the Lions Den. And we're back with the podcast again. With the recap, we're going to go on now, and we're going to talk about Spotlight a little bit. A lot of new stuff on Spotlight this week. We're pushing more and more towards having as much original content on Spotlight as we can, and with the addition of a lot of spot shows, we got the one coming up in Golly Bridge on November the 2nd, and we've actually got some things in the works to bring the stars of West Virginia Championship Wrestling to your towns under other people's banners. Keep an eye out. You never know. But a lot of new content, especially this week. We had a special match that happened at the last TV taping all the way back in September. It was a matchup between Jake Jacobs and Connor Long. Really good match. A couple young lions. They're fighting for their spots on TV. That's what these dark matches are about. We got these young kids. They want to get on TV. They want the exposure. Well, they got to earn it, folks. And Jake Jacobs did. He come out. He went with Connor Long, and he's able to pick up the win. So it was a really good thing. After that on Spotlight, we showed a replay of Taylor versus Halen from number 3. Now that was match 3 of the best of 7. After the match, Taylor came out victorious. There was a lot of hoo-hoo and shenanigans going on there. The whole network is out there. So, that's all fine and dandy. Taylor's now up 3-0. So what that means is, if Daniel Halen's going to pull this out, he's got to pick up the next 4 victories. Little spoiler alert, you'll be able to see this coming up in the next couple of weeks. Let's just put it this way. Daniel went out and he made sure that match 4 was impartial. I'm not going to say who won or lost, but the officiating was completely impartial. Actually, a new member of the WVCW Hall of Fame, who's also a member of a couple other Hall of Fames you may have heard of, was referee on that match. We'll wait for somebody else to make the big announcement on that, though, so that we can, have everything honky-dory and kosher set up. So, but we had that. We had the words from Lavelle's network. It was picked up off of the TV and played again, just so we'd know what was going on, I guess. It's that equal time thing that you hear a lot about when it comes around to politics, where you can't, just because your station supports one candidate over the other, you can't not offer equal time to the other. So it's equal time. And especially with Spotlight being a William Lavelle International production, which whatever that means, I'm not sure. That's where that is, and that's where that's from. And like I say, 2 good matches there. There was a few plugs built into the show. Of course, as always, the plugs for the rockparsons.com products, including the Best of the 70s IWA and the Best of Southwest Championship Wrestling. Either one of those DVD sets, a must-have, quality stuff. Rock picked up the, I know Rock personally, and he picked up the libraries of both of those a few years back, and he's been working really hard on cleaning up the picture quality and getting the best possible DVDs made and released. You can also go check some of the footage out. I mean, he's got some of it up. It's on FEPCO TV, FEPCO TV on YouTube. Go over, subscribe, watch. Never know. One of the programs that they produce for that YouTube channel is Pro Wrestling Around the World, and WVCW is featured on there. So a couple weeks ago, we had Bubba Brown taking on J.C. Dukes Jr. in a classic match for us. It was the first time they had aired it, so it was new to them. But still, go check it out. Media partner, really good. It's just like our other media partners. You just heard the commercial, and the commercials are all through Spotlight this week for Appalachia Paranormal. Now, Appalachia Paranormal, for those who don't know, is kind of a sister project the Nerdy 30s do. All the Nerdy 30s are involved with the Appalachia Paranormal, and they've got 2 big events coming up. Now, the second one, I kind of hope people come to Golly Bridge, but if you don't want to drive all the way to Golly Bridge, drive to Hinton, because what Appalachia Paranormal's got going on is they're going to give you a guided ghost tour of Hinton. So come out, support them. It's a good deal. Good. It's not that bad. I mean, I think the prices are $5 and $10 for adults, $5 for students, and go out and enjoy yourself. It's a good time of year for that sort of stuff. And then they've also got an event on the 26th at the Green Valley Volunteer Fire Department. Now, there's been a lot, according to them, there's a lot of activity that's been reported in there of the spiritual kind, and they're opening it up for the public. Once again, easy to afford prices, $10 for adults, $5 for students. Come out, support them. It'll be a good evening. You'll get a chance to watch them do their things, and I'm sure they'll give you a chance to help them do their thing. And I've talked to the missus, and as long as everything here at the Rancho Del Hasi is pretty cool, Hojo and the missus may be there on the 26th. Just we got that penciled in. I'm not so sure I really want to deal with a bunch of spooks, but we're going to go there anyway. Okay. So and then the main event on Spotlight. Now this one was in keeping with what happened this past weekend at the past TV taping event. It was the Hall of Fame event, of course, and we inducted Jimmy Valiant, Gypsy Joe, and Mark Canterbury, Henry O'Godwin from the WWE into our Hall of Fame. Now it's our Hall of Fame's may not be as prestigious as others that are based out of Connecticut or the one based out of Iowa, but to us it's very special, and we pick very special people. And I'd been in hopes that they would get this match in before the actual event, but it's on Spotlight the week after, so I can deal with that. It's a match that happened over in Union, West Virginia a couple years back. And it was it was like a homecoming for a lot of us. I graduated from Union. Mad Dog Lynch spent a lot of times in Monroe County. He's actually a Greenberg County guy, but we're homers. And another homer that was there was Mark Canterbury. Now, I got a lucky call that night. Now, it was actually the third time that I've done this, that I had tagged with Mark. Kind of, I guess I became Phineas for the night to his Henry. I was the pig to his hog. And we took on the Cuban Assassin and Shanghai Pierce. Now, those of you who know a bit of this and that, Mark was Shanghai Pierce. Now, we're not who this Joker was, dressed up like Shanghai Pierce, but me and him both gave each other a wink and a nod when they said that's who we were facing. And we went out and we had a really good match. People were really happy with it. It was really good. And it's the first time it's aired on WVCW television. It was actually predates the actual name WVCW by about 4 months, but it was still us, because you got to remember, folks, we've been doing this for years. Now, we've had different names, and we've had to deal with different headaches over that time. Headaches being people who thought they were promoters or who wanted to sway us in a direction that, the boys didn't want to go. And that's not how it goes, man. WCW is about the boys, and that's why we thrive, and that's why we will continue to thrive. Because when the boys are happy, when the boys are doing what they need to do, the fans will get with it and they'll come out. So, if you haven't got a chance to check out Spotlight yet, go give it a look-see. It's really good this week. New ad for the television taping coming up in November. I'll go ahead and make this announcement now as we're going to close in on the end of this segment. I want to go ahead and get this in there. At the TV tapings we have the untelevised matches. Now, we've got the dark matches that happen before the taping, and then we also have these untelevised advertised matches from time to time. November has got one that's going to be a great one. It's going to be a barn burner. I know for a fact one of the competitors can't wait to be in it because, well, really and truly, I'm that competitor, and I cannot wait to get out there and compete. Unfortunately, much like in Golly Bridge, it won't be for the television title because J.C. Dykes Jr. won't sign a piece of paper with my name on it if it says title match. But he said anything else, as long as I don't have to defend the title. So what we got going is anything goes. He said he'd sign anything. He did sign anything. Anything goes, no holds barred. Dykes, Hojo, whatever the number is now, I think it's 4, maybe 5, maybe 27. It doesn't matter. Just come on out to the rec center on November the 9th. That's November the 9th, folks. It's a Saturday night. I'm not sure who WVU's playing that day, so maybe they'll play during the day. You won't have no conflict of interest there. But come on out. Huge TV taping, and we're going to guarantee you one match that you're going to see is Hojo versus Dykes. Anything goes, no holds barred. Now we're going to take a short break, listen to our sponsors again, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the TV taping this past Saturday night, and we're going to talk about some more on the upcoming events in November.
Saturday, November 9th, West Virginia Championship Wrestling returns to Princeton, West Virginia with another huge television taping. Come out and see all the stars of West Virginia Championship Wrestling, including a special, non-televised, anything goes, no holds barred match between Hojo and J.C. Dykes Jr. Saturday night, November 9th, Princeton Rec Center. Be there.
Appalachia Paranormal will be giving a paranormal tour of downtown historic Hinton, West Virginia on Saturday, November 2nd at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. For more event information, visit facebook.com/Appalachia Paranormal. Appalachia Paranormal would like to wish you and your family a very safe and happy Halloween.
Come to the Lion's Den, October 17th. For Ladies' Night. Ladies, be a night of education, games, and fun, with giveaways and so much more. Lion's Den, located at exit 28 off of I-77 in Gent, West Virginia, wants you to come out. And ladies, don't forget, when you come to the Lions Den on October 17th, you will receive a 20% discount between 7 and 9 p.m. Come to the Lions Den. And we're back again. And now I guess we're to the part of the podcast where I just kind of free flow. It's basically whatever I want to talk about. I mean, because we've went through our reviews. We've talked about what happened on the programming that aired today. Now, I also want to point out that, we've got the weekly programs. We've got the weekly television, WVCW TV. It airs Wednesdays at noon on the 2 Virginia CW. You can catch it live. If not, 12:30, bam, it's right there on YouTube. Check out the Facebook page, WVCW TV. Everything social media-wise is WVCW TV. Makes it real simple for you to find it all and look for it all. But, we got the TV. You watch it at noon or anytime after 12:30. Once by that YouTube. Spotlight, 1 o'clock every day. I mean, not every day. Oh, my Lord, please have him help us. But on Wednesdays, 1 o'clock. And it's right there on YouTube. Pops right up. Look for it on the Facebook page. Look for it on a lot of the combatants' walls. I mean, everybody shares it around. It gives you every opportunity that you need to find it. But don't forget, folks, every day. Now, there was a couple-day hiatus last week in preparation for the Hall of Fame show, but the Daily Blast is out there. Now, what it's designed for, a lot of times you don't want to have to sit and watch something for a half an hour. We are a fast food consumer market now. Everybody's got, you want something you can just grab, swallow, and get on with your day. Well, that's what the Daily Blast is. Short segment, daily. Anywhere from about a minute and a half up to the longest things are Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays is a throwback Thursday where we pull an old match out of the archives. Just something we thought people may have missed during the run. Put it out there. And then Fridays we try to give away a free match. Just something that hasn't really aired anywhere yet. And once again, a good match. A lot of people haven't seen. Something special for you. But that's the Daily Blast. Just keep an eye out for it. Every attempt is made to make sure that it is available mobile. I think we've discussed the YouTube issues with people claiming rights to royalty-free songs already. We won't go into that again. I really don't think you want to hear that. Other than that, what do we got to talk about? Well, we got 2 big events next month. Not your normal one. Now, everybody's used to... Hojo's going to talk about the TV taping. Hojo's going to talk about the TV taping. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the TV taping next month. It's going to be great. But even more importantly, we got that fundraiser up in Golly Bridge. We're going to get them kids some playground equipment. That PTO, they're working hard to make this show a success, and we're going to work equally as hard here at West Virginia Championship Wrestling. I mean, they've got tickets out. I know for a fact that over 300 tickets have went up there to be sold between the Tutors, Biscuit World, and Smithers, and the elementary school there in Golly Bridge. Either place, you're up that way, go pick you up a ticket. It's going to be a good event. It's going to be some high quality wrestling action. I mean, matches already signed. These are matches that would blow the TV audience away. I mean, let's just put it this way: these are high-powered matches from the TV tapings, rematches, and matches from the past that we know are going to deliver the goods once we get up there, so we can raise some money for these kids. You got George South facing off in a grudge match against Eric Sinclair. A lot of bile and bitterness there. Eric's still trying to figure out what George's deal is exactly. Me personally, it's George's deal. I mean, I've dealt with people. I've dealt with George. I've dealt with people George trained. It's the way things happen. Sometimes you just don't understand it until at the end of the day. So you know what George wants to say? It's, we were outshining him. Maybe we were, and that jealousy bug just ate up into him. And now he wants to try to do it on his own. Maybe he's going to step that game up even more, which could be a dangerous thing. But anyway, George South versus Eric Sinclair. Once again, Hojo and Dykes, we're taking it up there. No TV match. Somebody's a coward to sign his name on a contract to face me for the title. He'll sign against somebody that don't deserve a shot, or somebody he knows that him and the network can pull the wool over their eyes. But don't worry, folks. I'll get him. That belt will come home to me. And then once it comes home to me, I really don't care. I might just forfeit the thing. Let somebody else have a shot. Because it's not about me being a champion. It's about me beating him man on man. That's the important thing. And then the big rematch, folks. This match, it's been discussed by many. I think Mr. Dykes on the Art of Change podcast last Thursday night at 11 stated that if he wasn't a selfish man, he would even vote for it over himself for Match of the Year. Benny Conley, stepping up his game, becoming the man that he can be and the star he will become. Taking on Baron Bullard, the best kept secret in professional wrestling. Baron truly is that. Now, you may not like all his methods. You may not like the job double talk you get out of his Indian mouth sometimes. But here's the thing. These two are going to go and they're going to perform a match that nobody else is going to be able to touch. And if you thought the one from TV was something, wait till you see this one in Golly Bridge. It's going to be a barn burner. And just signed. Just signed because of what happened at the TV taping this past Saturday night. Halen Taylor. It will be match 5 of the best of 7. I think I may have just gave a little bit of a spoiler, but that's okay. Match 5. Halen Taylor in Golly Bridge. Now, you got to come out and see it, folks. This one, the cameras will be rolling. I'm not going to lie, and it will probably be on Spotlight eventually. But if you really want to see this match, you got to come out, you got to watch it, you got to see it in person. Golly Bridge, November the 2nd, 7 o'clock bell time. We're at the community center, which is actually the old high school. It's across the street from the elementary school, and just come out. It's a $7 ticket if you buy it that night. You know, you don't want to make plans, afraid you won't be able to get up there. That's fine. It's fine. $7. You know you're going to be able to make it. $5. Contact the school. Contact Tudor's Biscuit World in Smithers. Let them know you want a ticket. $5 is too much for your ticket? Hey, times are hard. Government shut down. Hell, things here at the ranch, I mean, they're shutting down on their own. Don't even know what's going on. I mean, it's hard pressed these days for people. We know money's tight. But here's the thing. Help your brother, man. Help the brother down the street. Go in your cabinet. Find something that your family can't use. Non-perishable, you know. Let's say you go in the pantry and you look up and you got 6 boxes of macaroni and you know you only need 5. Grab that box of macaroni. You take it up. Take it to the schoolhouse. Take it to Smithers. To that Tudor's Biscuit World. You give them that. You know what your ticket's going to be? $4. $4 little dollars. What are you going to do on a Saturday night to entertain yourself for $4? That's right, you're going to buy a ticket to see live pro wrestling the way West Virginia Championship Wrestling does it, live in Golly Bridge at the Community Center on November the 2nd. Now, we're through that. What else we got to talk about? Oh, wait, next week, the next Saturday night, huge TV taping. Once again, said it in the last segment, Hojo Dykes, whatever the number's going to be, I don't care. Call it 27 for all I care. Anything goes. No holds barred. It's going to be a fight. You need to come out and see it. That one may not be televised. I mean, has any of the other matches been televised? No. They're holding on tight to these folks. I think the company's going to try to make a buck off me and JC, but that's fine. But November the 9th, 7:45, the doors open, because that's when the dark matches start, folks. The actual taping will start about 10 after, but you got to be there early to see it all. So, come out. Huge night. Scotty Range returns and defends the West Virginia heavyweight title. There's going to be a few people debuting. It's going to be a good night. Now, we're going to throw up some quick shout-outs in this last 30 seconds or so. You're listening to this podcast. That's great. You should have listened to the Nerdies. They come on 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. Nerdy 30s podcast. Always a good way to lead into this one. Tuesday nights, Daniel in the Lion's Den, Daniel Halen. Half hour right now, soon to be an hour. It's going to be his own little show, and he talks about what he wants to talk about. Art of Change, Thursday nights at 11. Listen to William Lavelle's Worldview. I may not agree with it, but it's what it is. And with that, I think we're going to say good night. I want to thank everybody for listening, and until next week, keep your sticks on the ice.